Don't let others decide how you should be respected. This may sound simple, but in reality, it is one of the fundamental principles for building a life filled with confidence and strength. When you don't set boundaries for yourself, you are handing over the power for others to decide how much respect you deserve. You can't rely on others' self-awareness to treat you properly, because most people will only treat you based on what you allow them to do. If you don't assert your value from the beginning, they will gradually put you into a mold you don't want. A person who doesn't know how to set boundaries will easily become a victim of disrespect, not because others have ill intentions, but because they allowed it to happen. I'm not talking about being rigid, insensitive, or avoiding everyone. No. What I mean is about self-respect. This means you have to clearly define what is acceptable and what is not, and more importantly, you have to act when someone crosses those boundaries. Every act of disrespect has a certain level of acceptance that you set. If you don't react immediately, it will only make others think that you don't actually care about protecting yourself. We often hear phrases like, "I don't want to upset anyone," or "I don't like causing trouble." These phrases are often used to justify not standing up for yourself, but in reality, they are just ways to avoid facing the real issue. We may avoid this conflict, but once disrespect happens, it won't disappear just because you ignore it. On the contrary, it will become a habit, and from there, you gradually lose control over the relationships around you. You will never be able to demand respect from others if you are not willing to respect yourself first. And the way you respect yourself is not just through words, but through your actions every day. You must proactively assert your value through choices, decisions, and how you treat yourself. In fact, allowing others to decide how they will respect you is a trap many people fall into. We tend to think that others will recognize our value without us having to say anything. But the truth is, others are not mind readers. They don't know what you feel unless you clearly express it to them. You must proactively communicate what you need and want, because if not, you will just be passive in your own life. Don't think that when you stay silent, others will automatically know what's right. Silence is not always golden. Sometimes silence is consent. When someone says something wrong, when someone makes you feel disrespected, if you don't speak up, you are indirectly agreeing with that behavior. This doesn't mean you have to become aggressive or suddenly change the way you treat people around you. You don't have to shout or argue. All you need to do is make it clear that you do not accept the disrespect by refraining from engaging in behaviors that are not worthy of you. This is how you maintain your own self-respect. Remember, no one has the right to hurt you if you don't allow them to. When you show self-respect through every action, every decision, you won't need to say that you deserve respect. Others will automatically recognize this and treat you accordingly. And if they don't, you don't need to worry or feel disappointed, because what matters is that you have maintained respect for yourself. And that's what creates the big difference in your life. You will never have to ask for respect again, because when you respect yourself, the world will reflect that. The feeling of disrespect can come from many sources: family, friends, colleagues, or even a partner. However, how you respond to that disrespect will determine how others continue to treat you. Look at your actions. Every time you allow someone to cross the boundaries you have set, you are diminishing your own value. Think about this before you allow anyone to make you feel unimportant. You cannot let these small things gradually break down your self-trust and self-worth. When you stand firm and refuse to let anyone treat you disrespectfully, you are building a stronger life, full of confidence and self-respect. So, don't let others decide how you should be respected. You are the only one who has that right. Start today with the smallest actions. When you begin to demand respect from yourself, everyone around you will have no choice but to follow. Silence is agreement, a truth that many people do not realize until they face the consequences. When you stay silent in crucial moments, you are not only overlooking disrespectful behavior, but also unintentionally setting a precedent that such disrespect is acceptable. People will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If you don't speak up when someone crosses your boundaries, you are teaching them that such behavior is fine. This doesn't only happen in personal relationships, but also in the workplace, at home, and even in everyday social situations. Every silence carries a message, and sometimes that message is agreement. You might not say anything, but your silent actions say, "This is what I accept." And when you do this, you are opening the door for disrespect to continue. In moments when you think silence is golden, You may unknowingly let others break your principles. This is why it is crucial to stop before it's too late. When disrespect appears, you must learn to stop it immediately, because if not, it will become a part of that relationship, and the longer it goes on, the worse the disrespect will become. Imagine if you let a small behavior go unchecked from the start, and then one day it becomes a habit that you cannot easily change. Silence doesn't mean you aren't angry or hurt. Silence simply means you don't want to make a big deal out of things. You don't want to create conflict. But because of this, you are indirectly aiding in the disrespect. You think silence will keep the peace, but in reality, it only makes the problem worse. Silence doesn't solve anything. It's just avoidance. Feelings of being hurt, disrespected, or ignored will not disappear just because you don't speak up. In fact, they will accumulate and cause frustration, making you feel stressed and exhausted. Once this hurt accumulates for too long, it will start affecting your confidence and self-esteem. You will gradually feel that you don't deserve to be treated better, and you will begin doubting your ability to protect yourself. You may even start questioning whether you deserve love and respect. This not only affects you, but it can also affect those around you. Someone who can't protect their boundaries will easily become a victim of disrespect, and this can lead to unhealthy relationships, places where you cannot feel loved and respected. But you can change that now. Start by stopping your silence. Don't let disrespect go too far. When you notice inappropriate behavior, speak up immediately. You don't need to yell or argue, but you need to clearly state that that behavior is unacceptable. This is how you maintain your boundaries. And don't worry about upsetting anyone. People who truly care about you will not react negatively when you stand up for yourself. They will respect your decision and adjust their behavior. But those who cannot accept this change, those who do not respect your boundaries, will gradually leave your life. They are not the people you need to keep. This doesn't mean you have to become difficult or unlistening. On the contrary, you can still be approachable, gentle, and empathetic. But you must know where to draw the line. You must recognize that you deserve to be treated better. Don't let anyone cross your boundaries without a response. Remember that silence can be a dangerous signal. It can kill opportunities for growth, respect, and self-confidence. Every time you stay silent when being disrespected, you are allowing yourself to be dragged down. Don't wait until you're too tired or too hurt to speak up. Speak out when you feel something isn't right. You don't need to explain or justify too much. The way you act when faced with disrespect is the strongest message you can send. When you start speaking up and stop staying silent, you are beginning to rebuild trust in yourself and the relationships around you. You will start attracting people who respect you, and healthy relationships will gradually become part of your life. What's important is that you know you deserve respect from the start, and you have the right to demand it. When you start stopping before it's too late, you won't let anyone cross your boundaries again. Actions speak louder than words. This is an important principle not only in building relationships, but also in how you present yourself to the world. Many people, including you, may have said that you don't like this or don't accept that, but in reality, your actions don't match the words you say. You may say that you don't like being disrespected, but if you continue to engage in conversations where others belittle you, you are sending the opposite message, that you don't truly respect yourself and that the disrespect is acceptable. A statement can be convincing, but if it's not backed up by action, it's just empty words. People around you will not judge you by what you say. They will look at what you do, the decisions you make, and how you behave in every situation. Your actions will make the difference, not the promises or calls to action you speak. If you want to be respected, you cannot just say what you want, but must prove through action that you deserve it. When you don't respond to disrespect, you are showing that you lack determination in what you want, making those around you feel that they can cross your boundaries without facing consequences. This is an invisible signal that you don't truly value yourself. What you do, how you act in difficult situations, will determine how others perceive you. A person who is decisive and knows how to stand up for themselves will always be respected more than someone who just speaks but doesn't act. Action is not just a reaction, it's how you proactively shape your life. If you keep allowing yourself to be suppressed, not protecting your rights, you are not only overlooking disrespectful behaviors, but also creating an environment for that disrespect to continue. This is why action speaks louder than words. You may say you don't want to be violated, but if you don't actually do anything to protect yourself when that violation happens, you are creating a different reality. Others will not think of you as strong or capable, but will view you as vulnerable and easy to dominate. This is no accident. It's all the result of what you allow to happen, what you tolerate and don't resist. Your actions are the messages you send out every day. They shape the image you want to create, not only in the eyes of others, but also in your own eyes. You have to live with what you demonstrate through actions, not what you say. If you constantly say you want to be respected, but allow others to cross your boundaries, you are telling the world that respect is not important to you. On the other hand, when you know how to refuse, how to set and protect your boundaries, that action will automatically convey to others that you are someone of value, someone worthy of respect. Remember, you don't have to shout or argue to assert your value. Sometimes strong action is simply refusing to engage in conversations or relationships that are not worthy of you, or knowing when to stay silent and when to speak up. It is the determination in your actions that shows everyone that you are not easily overpowered and that you understand your worth. Nothing in life happens by chance. Everything that happens has a reason, and what you allow to happen will create the results. If you want to be treated with respect, you must create a space where disrespect is not allowed to exist. You must clearly demonstrate through action that you do not accept things that make you feel belittled. When you start doing that, you will notice a significant change in how others treat you. Your actions will make a difference in how others approach and respect you. Those who cannot respect you will gradually leave, while those who understand your value will stay. It all starts with you. You have the right to demand the best for yourself, but that cannot only be expressed through words, it must be through action. Stand firm with what you believe in, protect yourself through actions and how you live. When you do this, you not only prove to the world that you are valuable, but also prove to yourself that you deserve better things. Disrespect is a process, not an event. This is a truth that not everyone realizes when faced with disrespectful behavior. Most of us think that disrespect